Bobby Cook.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Bobby Cook. I am doing the two most important things I think I've ever done in my life right now. One of them is I'm working with a team from American Gene Technologies to try to find the cure for HIV. And we're very, very close. So remember American Gene Technologies, because they're going to be the ones that get there first, I think. The other thing I'm doing with my partner, Rich, he does struggle with muscular dystrophy, but he's still strong enough to get up and make breakfast for everybody in the mornings, because we're trying to provide a place for men who identify as men. And that's a lot of people. If it's all the straight men, all the gay men, all the bi men, and all the trans men, that's a lot of people. So we're here trying to bring these guys together so we can learn that we're more alike than we are different. And we don't have to be afraid of each other. And every gay man is not trying to get every straight man to turn gay, and every straight man is not hating gays and thinking they're horrible people. And so we all get to know that we can be friends. And that's the important thing that this place is. It's 40 acres of Sonoran Desert, the only place in the world where the saguaro trees grow. And they're not trees, but they're still called the forest. It's the largest cacti, and you'll probably see them up on the hillsides here, or remember them from your Western movies. The guys come here because nobody's ever had their back. Nobody had their back, not really. There comes a time when you're 8 years old and your dad says, "Shake my hand, you're a big boy now," and all of a sudden you can't get hugs from your dad anymore. And then you go later on and you find yourself 19 and say, "Where are you going to go to college? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with your life?" And they're pushing you out the door, and you start feeling like you don't have a place to call home. We wanted to make sure that you guys have a place to call home. And these men can come here, whether they're straight, gay, bi, or trans, and they get to know each other. They can get to become friends. Camaraderie is our main thing here. We're in the middle of this social project, and we're succeeding. We are succeeding. We're finding that more straight men are joining. Some of them get so inspired they help us build cabins. Most of the guys here are bi or gay. A small percentage, maybe about 10%, are trans men. And I'm so proud of everybody, because say a trans guy is here and hasn't had his bottom surgery yet, he can feel comfortable enough until he can take his clothes off and be in this environment and enjoy the nudity. It's platonic friendship here. This is not some sex place. But we also insist that everybody know that they have a right to pursue happiness. It's in our Constitution. You're a human being. You're a human being. It's not just the Baptists. The Baptist Church are human beings. Love the Baptists. But when they have a convention and they go to the Sheraton, they're not just praying in their rooms. They're being adult mammals, and they're making love. They're having sex. And that doesn't make the Sheraton into some kind of lascivious place. Men who identify as men, we have belief systems too, and we have the right to our own religious views and beliefs. And we believe we're human beings too. And we believe the Constitution grants us also the right to pursue happiness. And we have to remind all these guys that they're human. You know, when the ship is sinking, the Titanic's going down, and then you hear them saying, "Women and children first, women and children first." You think, "Oh my God, I was a kid and I heard my dad say, all the guys are going to die on the ship." And I go, "Well, why?" He says, "Because they're not the most important human beings." Why? You're a human being, you know? So, Granny, who's 95 years old, they'll put her butt on a life raft. Julio and John, who are 20, who hadn't had their first baby yet, they get to die because they have a penis? What kind of a caste, weird system is that we live in, you know? And Granny's already had all her kids. She's not going to have any more kids. She's not even going to live long enough to make an apple pie. Julio and John, they deserve to live. They deserve to be able to find places like Copper Cactus Ranch Men's Retreat that we're making here. So they can be like kids playing in the backyard with the garden hose, butt naked. You know, we have a pool here. And when I come out of the door of our ranch lodge and I hear the unfettered laughter of all these men, I know I've been able to bring them back to that healing place in their life where their the real person is coming out. The adult in you is not, there's a part of you manufacture to take care of yourself, to pay the bills and stuff. That's a robotic kind of part of you. Your real person is the kid who's splashing in the pools and laughing and realizing he's okay. And he's not a bad person because he wants to hike nude. You know? It's about freedom. It's about, it's human. We own from the top of this mountain up here to the top of the mountains here, all the way from the fence, which is way down there, to just about 100 yards this way past that old cattle ranch. That's 40 acres. And most of it's this way, but a lot of it's this way. So we have this beautiful view that we own. So it's a wonderful place. It's got a bed and breakfast. We can probably bed around, if there's couples, we could probably bed around 28 in the bed and breakfast. But we have all this RV space. We have all this tent camping space. People can come here and do a day pass. They can come here and car camp. They can stay in one of the little casita tents that we have up here, not have to erect a tent. They can hike nude. It's wonderful to hike nude with the breeze blowing across your body. It's just amazing. We deserve those beautiful treats, that natural, sweet, lovely smell of the desert after a rain. You know, this is what we deserve. Everybody here, it becomes this peer group that everybody will talk to everybody. You can make friends with somebody you would never speak to before. It's just all the boundaries, all the barriers just go away. You make plans when you're, I don't know, 20, 30 years old, what you're going to do when you're 60. They don't work. By the time you get there, you might not be ambulatory. This is a place to be reintroduced to who you are, because you're born and you die, and there's only one now. The ones before it are all cashed out. You spent that. Your wealth is not your money, it's your time. So you have spent all this life, and now you have this much left. And I guarantee you, you have to put good things in your life or something else will fill it up. I have 2 more months. I'm going to be 70 years old. And I'm going to have a party here, and I hope that a lot of people come out. You can find us online. We have a website, Copper Cactus Ranch Men's Retreat. The best way to make reservations is to call the telephone number that's on the website and talk to a real person, because we have some great ranch hands, and everybody's going to treat you like your cousin, like your family. My partner and myself and our son, we volunteer. My partner and myself spent every penny we had to try to get this place started, and we pay a mortgage on it. And if we're successful, we've got to be successful, because you men deserve this. You deserve this. We want to leave something for you. We're going to make a nonprofit. We keep the prices really low, and I'm sure you vouch for that. My partner, he is a chef, and he's a wonderful chef. So for those of you who can eat everything besides the vegetables, come and check it out. But if you do, let us know when you have a special diet that you have to have. If we know beforehand, when he goes to the store, he can get everything for all the vegetarians and the vegans. Someday, this is going to be yours. It's going to be your little homeland that you can always come back to. And our board of directors are going to keep it focused on the mission statement, which is to heal, to come here and just let this beautiful nature heal you, and the friendships that you stop getting. You stop having permission to have friendships after that. Your dad stops wanting to hug you and just wants to shake your hand, and then you become an adult, and then you can't have too many good friends, or some woman will think you're a homosexual, you know. And so all these guys won't even have friendships anymore. The average, amount of friendships men have in this country right now, less than 2. The average. That's not healthy. I'm a microbiologist, but I also have a degree in psychology, and I know that being isolated like that is not good for you. It's not good. I mean, people that are mass murderers or serial killers and things like that, you can go back and you can see if their isolation. So I want you all to be happy and healthy and have access to everything the world has out there, you know. Like I said before about the Baptist convention staying at the Sheraton, And so many people are afraid because of the nudity. They think it's a sexual nudity. Okay, when the Baptists go to the Sheraton, they're not thinking about having sex in the room. They're thinking about their business for their church and stuff, right? So you're not going to think, oh, they just go to the Sheraton to have sex. It's the same here. The guys don't come here to have sex. A couple might, I don't know. It depends on what your needs are. But so do the Baptists. When they get together, they fall in love. We're human beings. So you can come here, and it won't feel. It's not a place where people are being inappropriate, And even if they're totally nude, they're just nude people. They're not sexual, they're not being sexual. Some of them are a little sexy, but that doesn't mean they're, as long as they're not breaking the rules, they're okay. But I just think the Baptists probably break the rules in the hot tubs at the Sheraton once in a while too. Actually, when I come out of the door and the people are laughing, like I said earlier, I get my reward. Because I used to fantasize that I would see these men healing and laughing. And when my partner Rich gets up in the morning in pain because of his neuromuscular disease, he could still come down and make the food and be so pleased that he sees that people saying it's good. It's like we've become your parents. And it's not some weird thing. It's just like somebody's got to love you. And when I was a kid, my mom asked me why I was crying, and I told her that the kid down the street's dog got hit by a car. And she goes, do you know, what's the kid's name? And I said, I don't know. What's the dog's name? I don't know. And she goes, you're crying for someone you didn't know? And then she told me, sometimes a little boy is born who loves too much. And then she kept on going. She said, that's to make up for all those little boys that are born that don't love enough. And that's who I am. And my mother saying that to me let me know I'm supposed to be who I am. I'm supposed to love too much. I'm supposed to care about all these people. We love you guys. And we are giving our future work, our today's work, tomorrow's work, because it's the right thing to do for you. Because if we didn't do it, it wouldn't happen in your lifetime. And we want you to have a place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And I mean it so much.
The same love pouring out of me. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you get hurt, you pull and stop, and that's not who I am.
Right.
When I unclog that, that's when I feel
Right.
the most connected.
That's the walls that you put up there that block your vulnerability. And you have your vulnerability has to be accessible before you have access to love.
Yeah. Well, I know this is my first time here, and I couldn't be here before. I had to be the person that I am to be here now.
Right.
So I'm one of those people who had to figure certain things out on my own.
Yeah.
And then I reached a certain point where I could be here and receive
Yes.
that stuff
Yeah.
that you're giving out. It's like,
As we were
it's
speaking
amazing.
about before, about that huge gap of all those the gay men who died in the 80s and 90s, and this big void of people who were mentors, and so you didn't get the mentorship that you deserved.
we were scared shitless. We were scared shitless.
Coming out of the 80s.
Yeah.
I was a teenager in the 80s,
Yeah.
coming of age.
Could it be any worse timing? You know,
Right?
Yeah.
And you guys suffered because you didn't know how to do the things you needed to do. You had to learn the hard way and make mistakes to have to learn it the hard way. So it was like this gap in knowledge being passed down.
Yeah.
And so this, I hope, will help bridge that gap. And if this gets out to the right people, they can know that we're trying to prepare a place for them that's going to be theirs when we're gone. And we don't make any money. This is all going back in. Every penny that we get that doesn't go to the mortgage, we repair and we fix, and we're making it better. So when we're gone, this is us.
Yeah.
This is our gift to you.
Yeah.
To all you guys that deserved it your whole life, and then friggin' AIDS comes along, HIV, and you guys got the raw end of the deal. But this old man survived. I never caught anything like AIDS or anything like that, or HIV. At least some of us are trying to do something that helps bridge the gap so that you guys don't just feel totally isolated. So,
Yeah.
so.
Amazing.
Why you call me Uncle Bobby? You can call me Doctor. Call me Uncle Doctor. No, I don't know.
Oh, I'll call you whatever you feel most comfortable with.
No, you call me whatever you like. I like them all. I like it all. Whatever you feel like.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for
Welcome.
doing
I
that.
hope that I gave you some good content.
Oh no, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's gonna be amazing.
That's it's. I think it's always more powerful coming from the source of where this all came from.
I am glad that you're doing this because it's hard for us to get the message out.
Sure.
You know, because people have such last century misunderstandings, prejudices against their own self. I mean, the gay crowd is the most suspicious of
Yeah, that's how
everybody.
Treats it, yeah.
No, that's true, and that's one of those things that because we actually we don't know Jeff and Ian that well. We just started opening up.
And doesn't it feel like you've known them forever?
Yeah.
That's a magic
They're
here.
wonderful.
It's a magic here because when you drop your, you know, the shields you put up to keep from being hurt,
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
they keep you from making contacts, friendship contacts, and falling in love and access to close camaraderie.
Yeah.
And because you can go here, all of a sudden they get to see who you are.
Yeah.
You were hiding behind that thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you go into a gay bar and everybody's trying to pose and trying to look like, you know, I'm going to stand just like this because I saw a picture in a magazine one time. You know? So they all look stiff as shit and they're looking around like this, you know. And that's because they're so full of the constructed image that they're trying to portray.
Yeah.
Nobody has access to who they actually are. And your best version of yourself is who you actually are.
Yeah.
And when you can drop all those shields down and be vulnerable, all of a sudden you're adorable, you're huggable, you're lovable. Somebody wants to love you and take you home.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love it.
all right. If there's anything else I can do for you guys, you let me know.
Thank you so much.
No, we've had an amazing time. Are you kidding?
Yeah, you have to stop me when I'm talking. I just keep on. I have too much to
No,
think
you
to
have
say.
your words are so because they're not just going to go out to nothing. You can say out here, that sound wave is going to continue. You know this. When you're a scientist. That's what we want with this.
Yes.
We want it repeated and shared and repeated and shared. So it does not come back to you void.
Right.
That's what it's about, is sending the message to people that you're not going to be different than who you are. You're going to be the best version of who you are.
That's absolutely
And
true.
sometimes that scared the fuck out of me.
Because nobody knows that they're good.
Yeah.
As soon as you have to stop being genuine, when you hear the word faggot, and then you're like, I don't know, 10 years old, and you're calling, and you just think it's a word to call to hurt your friends, and you just call, you're the faggot, no, you're the faggot. And then one day you realize, oh my God, I just beat off and I was thinking about a guy. You go, I'm the faggot. What if my mom doesn't love me anymore if she finds out?
Yeah.
And then you immediately switch from having genuine life experiences that you can learn from to learning how to be disingenuous and hide who you are by emulating the little straight boys. You learn how to be a copy and try to emulate, and then beat yourself up because you can't be that.
Right.
And so what happens is you're stunted. You can't hold the hand of the person you have a crush on,
Right.
because you have the crush on the brother of the one you're holding hand, you know. And so you fall in love with your best friend because it's a trap, and that's all these gay guys, all these bi guys, and some of the straights who are a little bit bi. They fall in love with their best friends, and it crushes them, and they have to suck it up and not tell a person. They just hurt inside.
But the great news is you can actually find one.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
But usually people who are trying to pretend they're straight will latch on and try to be a friend with a person who's unavailable.
Right.
You were lucky that you found the right one.
I didn't find it. He found me.
That's even better.
Yeah. It's a crazy story. I wrote a letter to the universe.
Yeah.
Things that I wanted. And I threw that fucker away, forgot about it, met him, and in an eye connection. That was it. I needed to meet this individual.
4 years ago.
24 years.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, you guys, like I said before, are very lovely, lovely men, and you're part of a family now. You're a member. That means you're a piece of Copper Cactus Ranch. Piece, when you go, piece of Copper Cactus Ranch goes with you. There was a guy sent me a post on Facebook. It said, "I'm on the street corner. My wife just locked me out. She changed the bank accounts, took all the money, and I can't get in. I have only $15. She found out I was gay." And so I just realized that the Copper Cactus Ranch is not just this 40 acres. I made a post. I said, send me a picture of you and tell me the story. And then I published it. And I said, it's on the corner of this so-and-so, this town on South Carolina and on this street and this right beside it, whatever. And I said, his wife did this and left him and he's desolate and because he was gay. How many of you guys can go over there and help him? 10 guys showed up in South friggin' Carolina, and I'm in Arizona. I said, we're a network.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, we're part of a bigger organism than we know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and we now know how powerful that is.
Yeah. It's awesome.
We can use that, and that's why this is powerful, too. And that'll help us be a network.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. It's going to be cool, huh?
You're incredible person.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and you guys are incredible, too, because this is being a hero, what you're doing. You don't know it yet. This is being a hero. But don't even think about it that way. Just right now, keep doing that, because that is planting good seeds that's going to change your life. You're not jumping into somebody else's rut, calling it a path. You're making your own path.
Oh, yeah.
You're leaving a mark.
Huge mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a journey. It's been an amazing journey. Yeah.
Keep coming back to me.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong where